Hello guys. So in this video we will understand what are the control statements available in C and how does the control statement work. So as the name suggests, control statement, these are the statements that is used to control the flow of execution. So if you have certain statements or certain lines that has to be executed based on some condition that is true or not. So for that we will be using condition statement. So what are the condition statements that are available in your C programming language? So we have basic control statements like simple if, we have if else if, we have then if else if ladder, and then we have switch case. So we'll look at all of this, we'll understand, and then later write the program for all this. So in simple if, as the name suggests, it's very simple. You have if, okay, you prefix, you use if keyword and then followed by a condition. So you give a condition, and if that condition is true, then you have some set of actions to be performed. So that action is written after the double quotes, or you can say after the function. So this is the flowchart. So here you give an condition. If the condition is true, then you have some set of codes or action that you write and it performs. If not, it goes to remaining lines of code. So here we do not have any remaining lines of code, that's why it's going to stop. So this is your simple if, where you simply give a simple condition, and for that condition you give an action. Now what if that condition has an alternative? That is, if the condition is false, I need to perform some other set of action. So that is where if else comes into picture. So in if else, what happened, you use an if followed by a condition. You give a condition, and if the condition is true, then some set of code is performed, and if the condition is false, then you have an alternative statement, that is else, and then you have alternative code here which is performed if the condition is false. Now what if I have multiple conditions to check? Here there is only one condition, and for one condition we have alternative. What if I have multiple alternatives, and for each alternative I have some conditions? So in that case we will be using if else if ladder. So in if else if ladder, what happens, we will be having multiple alternative, we'll have multiple else block, and each will have an if block, right? So this is an example for your if else if ladder, where you have multiple alternative and each alternative will have an if condition, that is some condition, and if the condition is true, it executes that set of code, or else it continues and goes and checks the next condition, and so on. If none of the condition is true, then it finally checks the else block and it executes the action in the else block. So these are the examples. Now we have an alternative for if else if ladder, that is something known as switch statement. We call it switch statement in C programming language. So these are alternative to your if else if. But the only difference is, in if else if we give the condition here. So we give the condition which should be checked whether it's correct or wrong. And here we check only equality, that is, given the value, is it same with the case what I've given. If the value is similar, then that condition or that case is considered true, and that whatever statement or action we give is executed. So this is the example of switch. So in next video we will write program for each of this, and we will understand how it works programmatically.